Welcome to episode 2 of the Card Notes by Vintage Hockey Cards Report podcast. Today we're taking a closer look at the Larry Hillman 1958-59 Topps number 25 card, the Peter McNab 1977-78 o-pee-chee number 18 card, the Ron Murphy 1957-58 Topps number 29 card, the Kurt Bennett 1973-74 o-pee-chee number 149 card, and the Dennis DeJordy 1961-62 Topps number 37 card. Enjoy. The Larry Hillman 1958-59 Topps number 25 hockey card. As per the back of the card, grabbed on waivers from Hawks, Hillman owns one of the hardest slap shots in hockey. Comes of a hockey-playing family, one younger brother, one older in game. A closer look. Larry Hillman was claimed off waivers by the Boston Bruins from the Chicago Blackhawks prior to the 1957-58 NHL season. However, what wasn't mentioned is that Chicago had claimed Hillman off waivers from the Detroit Red Wings just prior to that. He started his National Hockey League career with the Red Wings and never actually played for the Blackhawks. As for his brothers, Floyd Hillman was 4 years older than Larry. Floyd played just 6 games in the NHL, all with the Bruins in 1956-57. Younger brother Wayne was just a year younger than Larry. Wayne Hillman played 691 regular season and 28 playoff games in the NHL between 1960-61 and 1972-73 with the Blackhawks, New York Rangers, Minnesota North Stars, and Philadelphia Flyers. Larry played 791 regular season and 74 Stanley Cup playoff games in the National Hockey League between 1954-55 and 1972-73 with the Red Wings, Bruins, Toronto Maple Leafs, Montreal Canadiens, Minnesota North Stars, Philadelphia Flyers, Los Angeles Kings, and Buffalo Sabres. The Peter McNab 1977-78 o-pee-chee 18 hockey card. As per the back of the card, played collegiate hockey at Denver University where he was an All-American selection. While in college, he played in NCAA championships at Boston Garden 6 years ago. Was AHL Rookie of the Year. Peter's father is general manager of the Capitals. A closer look. In 1972-73, Peter McNab finished 6th in NCAA scoring with 32 goals and 40 assists for 72 points in 38 games for the University of Denver Pioneers. The team's participation in the NCAA championships, however, comes with a big asterisk. Denver lost in the championship game to Wisconsin 4-2. Peter McNab was named to the all-tournament team. But after the tournament, Denver was vacated from the results after some recruiting violations came to the surface. There is an error on this hockey card. McNab was never awarded the Dudley Red Garrett Memorial Award as American Hockey League Rookie of the Year. He did have an outstanding season with the Cincinnati Swords in his only AHL season, 1973-74. He led the team with 73 points in just 49 games. Peter played 954 regular season and 107 playoff games in the NHL between 1973-74 and 1986-87 with the Buffalo Sabres, Boston Bruins, Vancouver Canucks, and New Jersey Devils. He finished with 363 goals and had 6 consecutive seasons with the Bruins where he scored 35 or more. He topped out with 41 goals in 1977-78. As for his father, Max McNab, he was the general manager of the Washington Capitals from 1976-77 to 1980-81. He then took over as GM of the New Jersey Devils from 1983-84 to 1986-87. He played parts of 4 seasons in the NHL from 1947-48 to 1950-51 with the Detroit Red Wings. Despite his short time in the NHL as a player, Max went to the Stanley Cup Final with the Red Wings in 1948-49 before losing to the Maple Leafs. The following year, 1949-50, the Red Wings were in the final again, this time beating the Montreal Canadiens for the championship. The Ron Murphy 1957-58 Topps number 29 hockey card. As per the back of the card, Ron grew up in Rangers farm system, starring for Memorial Cup winner in Guelph. Splitting time between New York and Providence last season, he was set back by injuries. A closer look. First off, on the back of the card, Topps has his name as Robert Murphy. At first I thought maybe this was an error since after all Ron is not the short form for Robert. However, his full name was Robert Ronald Murphy. With the Guelph Biltmore Mad Hatters in 1951-52, Ron tied for second in the OHA Junior A with 58 goals, 4 behind leader Orville Tessier of the Kitchener Green Shirts. His 116 points were good for 4th in the race for the Eddie Powers Trophy. Guelph finished 2nd in the 10-team league, 6 points behind the Toronto Marlboros. However, it was the Biltmores that came out on top in the playoffs, earning the J. Ross Robertson Trophy. They then took out the Montreal Junior Canadiens to represent Eastern Canada at the Memorial Cup. Guelph captured the championship by beating the Regina Pats. Joining Murphy on that championship team were future NHLers Andy Bathgate, Lou Fontinato, Harry Howell, Dean Prentice, and Ron Stewart. Over his NHL career, Ron Murphy played for all 4 US-based Original Six teams, the Rangers, Blackhawks, Red Wings, and Bruins. However, it was with Chicago that he had his best hockey. Murphy helped the Hawks to a Stanley Cup championship in 1960-61. The Kurt Bennett 1973-74 o-pee-chee 149 hockey card. As for the back of the card, Kurt is a former All-American at Brown University and he can play either left wing, center, or defense. He's not a heavily penalized player, but he is aggressive enough. The Flames got Kurt a trade with the New York Rangers. A closer look. In just 24 games with Brown in 1969-70, Kurt Bennett scored 26 goals and assisted on 37 for 63 points. This placed him in 2nd in NCAA scoring, 5 points behind Tim Sheehy of Boston College. He was an All-American forward for the East and was named a first-team All-Star in the ECAC. Originally drafted by the St. Louis Blues in the 2nd round of the 1968 NHL Amateur Draft, Kurt saw his first National Hockey League action in 1970-71 with the Blues, appearing in 4 regular season and 2 playoff games. After starting 1972-73 with the New York Rangers, Bennett was traded to the Atlanta Flames on November 29, 1972 for Ron Harris. With Atlanta, Kurt's NHL career took off. He had 2 30-plus goal seasons with the Flames, topping out with 34 goals in 1975-76. A bit of a boomerang career, Bennett ended up back in St. Louis midway through the 1977-78 season. He was traded to the Blues along with Barry Gibbs and Phil Muir for Yves Belanger, Bob McMillan, and Dick Redmond. However, he ended up back with Atlanta for the 1979-80 season, his last in the NHL. The Dennis DeJordy 1961-62 Topps number 37 hockey card. As for the back of the card, Dennis is a little goalie who's considered the heir apparent to Glenn Hall. His first year out of juniors, 1959-60, he was named Rookie of the Year with Sault Ste. Marie and Eastern Pro League. Last year he split time between that club and Buffalo, then backed up Hall in playoffs. A closer look. Playing for the Sault Ste. Marie Thunderbirds of the EPHL in 1959-60, Dennis DeJordy did indeed earn Rookie of the Year honors. He appeared in 69 of the team's 70 regular season games, posting a 3.74 goals against average. Unfortunately, the team finished 5th in the 6-team league and did not qualify for the postseason. In 1960-61, DeJordy did split the season between the Thunderbirds and the Buffalo Bisons of the American Hockey League. However, the card fails to justify the season he had. Dennis played 40 games for Sault Ste. Marie and 33 more in the AHL for Buffalo for a total of 73 games played as a goalie. Definitely yeoman's work. Topps jumped the gun a little bit. Sure, Dennis DeJordy did become a National Hockey League goaltender, but it wasn't in 1961-62. He did get into 5 games for the Blackhawks in 62-63 and 6 more the year after. But it wasn't until the 1964-65 season that Dennis got enough action to be considered an NHL rookie, playing 30 games between the pipes for Chicago. His 1961-62 and 1962-63 seasons were not a waste though. Full-time with the Buffalo Bisons, Dennis played the bulk of the team's games. In 1961-62, he led the team to the Calder Cup final before losing to the Springfield Indians. In 62-63, DeJordy was awarded the Les Cunningham Award as the AHL's most valuable player and the Harry Hap Holmes Memorial Award as the league's top goaltender. The Bisons captured the Calder Cup championship, beating the Hershey Bears in the final. In 1966-67, with Glenn Hall as his backup, although both split the season fairly evenly, Dennis won the Vezina Trophy. His NHL career would last until 1973-74, also playing for the Los Angeles Kings, Montreal Canadiens, and Detroit Red Wings. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Card Notes. Stay tuned, there'll be more coming up soon. If you could, please hit the like button, and we'd really appreciate if you'd subscribe to the channel.